Weird. What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Bamboozle, back with another Real Talk. But this time, I'm joined by. I'm not gonna show Discord because I don't want my name to show up.
Uh,
But we're joined by two very special guests. Um, don't mind, their name doesn't matter. But today, since it is, current news, media, whatever, we're going to be talking about George Floyd. So,
there's no script for this song. You're just going off.
no,
your head.
I'm just going off,
The old
scripting.
noggin.
Yeah. All right. So you guys know the story, right?
Uh,
Like you know what happened.
George Floyd
Floyd
was a
Mayweather.
man. George Floyd was a black man who was caught up for fraud, and so was during his arrest. Four officers, what's it called? One of them, particularly the one that killed him by accident. What's it called? He had him down in a position where the knee is above the neck, and he just kept him pinned down there. And when Floyd was like, "Yo, I can't breathe, dog. Like I can't breathe," all four cops didn't say anything or do anything, and he still had all his knee weight on his neck, and eventually he just died of not being able to breathe.
Yeah, suffocation.
And they all walked free, and everyone lost their shit. However, they're all fired, but none of them got charged for murder as of
Right.
now.
Because again, you did say, accidentally killed him. So at that point, it's manslaughter, not murder, right? But so yeah, that's the story with him. And so here's a from the USA Today. So grief and anger turned to violence Wednesday night into Thursday as Minneapolis saw another day of protests following the death of George Floyd, a 46-year-old black man who was pinned down by a white police officer who held his knee to Floyd's neck. Now, the first thing I'm noticing here is they automatically bring race into it. They're like, well, did they have to include that it was a black guy and a white officer?
I shouldn't it be more focused on the fact that they're humans, like a human being abused their power to kill another human being?
It doesn't become what's it called? It shouldn't become a race thing, but clearly it is right now because, well, it always is. It almost always comes down to a race thing, and what's it called? Once I was reading about it, I'm like, what if the police officer was black? Would the same riots happen? Would the same fucking just all bad shit craziness happen if he were black?
Well, if the roles were reversed and it was a black cop killing a white guy, I think the cop would have been fired. But I think there would have been rioting. But I think it wouldn't have been as severe.
As drastic as this.
Yeah.
Because, you got protesters burning down, buildings. You got them fucking burning down. We were talking about a McDonald's, an AutoZone, a Target.
It's business. You run out of those.
Is that him
People
cutting
still
out
want to
or
cause
me?
mayhem. Where are you going to start targeting local businesses? The ones that can't rebuild.
Yeah, at least it's not. At least it's not. Small mom and pop shops.
Bro, that would have been fucking awful.
Eventually, it's gonna get to that if this keeps going.
Imagine building your whole life up to own this shop, and it just gets fucking destroyed, bro.
I'm sure. Yeah, for sure. I'm sure they have insurance, but even then, you have to wait for it to get rebuilt, and by that point, you're losing so much money.
Yeah.
Went to high school 2 blocks from it. Yeah, man. Thing is the fires. They're in neighborhoods. It's not like, oh, it's out in the fucking boonies. But no, it's it's in residential areas sometimes. And it's fucking ridiculous.
Like, even if your house burns down to the ground, your insurance is gonna cover the whole damn thing.
But you can't recover anything from what is taken from the
Yeah.
house. Like,
Yeah, no.
see, see, the
I
thing is,
mean,
people
with some insurance firms, they like if someone, if your house gets broken into and they steal like a laptop, they'll just replace it, But
Yeah.
only to a certain extent.
Honestly, it's probably gonna end up getting worse with like some fucking guy trying to break into someone's house and they get shot, and then it'll probably fucking explode more, bro.
yeah, someone's gonna try to rob somebody, and then the police officer's gonna shoot them, and then it's just gonna whoosh, it's gonna start the whole cycle all over again.
Cause like, I don't know if this, I don't know if what happened necessarily is like for what's happening right now. I think it's an overreaction to what happened. And I'm not saying like but it's unfortunate, what happened. But was it preventable? Yeah. Is the man at fault? Yeah. All four of them really, because literally anyone could have. What? But like, I'm wondering if, cause police officers don't usually detain someone, with their fucking body weight on someone's neck.
I mean, do they have a video of the incident?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure, and like photos.
It's on Twitter.
Yeah, no, like
Yeah.
I don't think police officers usually detain someone. Like I'm sure, I think he was cuffed, right? I haven't seen the video myself.
I don't know. It's basically I can't see his hands, but it's like you see him and it's just this big boy officer, and he has his knee on his like neck, like in the back of his neck.
Right. Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's like
Because if he was all the pressure on the back of the neck, he was probably pushing down on his trachea, and then he couldn't fucking breathe. But
Bro, if you fucking crush that, bro, you're gone.
yeah. So like, I mean, why was his fucking knee on the back of his neck? I don't know. I really don't.
we're not officers here.
So my question is if it's like in the training, to do that. But I don't think it is. Or maybe it varies from state to state. I don't really know.
I mean, are they taught in like Aikido? Because that's just disarming your opponent without killing them.
I mean, have you ever more more than likely than not, they'll just start firing before they try to like take their weapon away. I mean, that's what I would do. Someone comes at me with a knife, I'm not gonna drop my gun and be like, "Whoa there, let me disarm you first." No, I'm probably gonna shoot you in like the toe or something.
Shoot him in the hand.
Well, I mean, even if they shot him in the hand, bro, it probably would still freak everyone out.
Oh yeah, for sure. There would still be like major backlash. He didn't do nothing, and then
See,
it'd
the problem
pretty much be the same story.
Before I start giving off my opinions, I don't really know the whole context to the situation. Like, I know black man died from a group of 4 cops.
And now everyone is stealing TVs and destroying big businesses.
Yeah,
So, like, what both sides?
I don't know. I haven't looked too much into the story, but I just know that this is something that's like pretty bad right now.
This is what you have. You have the rioters that demand justice for not only George Floyd, but every black man that has been fucked over by the police. On Twitter, there's a couple people that support the rioting with just like, listen, you can rebuild a Walmart, but you can't rebuild all the people that has been screwed over. And then it's just like a stupid picture like with the list of names. MLK didn't die for this, bro.
Honestly, he didn't. I'm gonna be honest. I think if it was, I think what would have George Floyd's death was like a fucking fire. It was like fuel and fire to fucking Ahmaud like Arbery's death, like the guy that got killed by two fucking white supremacists.
The
I feel like
rednecks.
since those two happened so close together, it fucking like
Everyone's just pissed
exploded,
right now,
bro.
you know.
I think George Floyd was just the last straw, bro.
Yeah.
I think because so you have this global pandemic. You got everybody in their rooms and they're limited to go out whatever they want. And then they're just like, "Rrr, rrr," they got all this angst and anger, and then boom, two situations happen, and now they're just gone ballistic, bro.
Bro, people are weak.
See, but yeah, I was saying this earlier, but they're burning down these buildings, right? Where these buildings bring in money on the regular, right? These are your This is your economy right here,
The local economy.
and they're out burning it down. The economy's already bad right now, cause of Rona,
Yeah.
right? And now you guys are going out burning down, Target, fucking AutoZone, McDonald's. But what I don't think they realize is that either way, they're gonna have to pay for that back. One way or another, they're gonna have to pay to rebuild that back with taxes. So, I mean, like that money could have gone to new roads or something or some shit. But no, they're like, man, something bad happened. Let's burn down buildings. Which to me makes no sense whatsoever. But that's just me. Like, okay, so here in Arizona, just like last week, there was someone who shot up fucking Westgate. That's the local shopping district here in where we're at. And everyone was fucking in shock, because everyone fucking goes there, like day in and day out. You got people from like early in the morning, either like working there and then there's bars and stuff, so there's people leaving late at night. But you don't see fucking people rioting, Luckily, no one died. And I think the worst part was that he posted it all on Twitter. Or not Twitter, like fucking Facebook and Snapchat and everything. But you didn't see anyone fucking rioting here in the area.
Well, that's because Gabe, guess what? He wasn't black.
But he was a minority.
And Arizona people don't give a shit.
That's the thing, exactly. Everyone here just does not give a fuck.
Like,
I mean, to me, this whole thing's an overreaction with Minneapolis. Like, yeah, it's a tragedy. Could have been avoided again,
See,
but
there are humane ways of dealing with it. You don't
right,
gotta go fucking ape shit and start burning down fast food joints to try to get back at corporations, even though that was not the whole purpose of it.
And then, so you said the police officers, the four of them already lost their jobs, right?
Yeah, they got fired by the mayor, I think.
Like I remember, I think it was on Instagram, or yeah. It was like people still harassing other police officers. Like that was gonna do anything. They weren't there, So why the hell are you gonna harass someone who wasn't there, who couldn't have possibly done anything to save this man's life? And I don't know. I think people right now are just looking to find someone to be angry at, and right now that's the police force over in Minneapolis.
I mean, fuck, bro. Like, Scotty and I, discretion, or fucking, by the way, Scotty's one of our friends. Yep. Me and him were, like, talking at, like, fucking 4 a.m., like, why racism gets so violent so fast. And honestly, we just came to the conclusion that it's some primal shit in our brain that makes us want to fucking loot and riot and, like, cause chaos. But then we like got to like the root discussion of like, how did MLK and Gandhi do it? Well, they fucking people may call them like pussies for like doing for like what they did instead of taking action, but it fucking worked.
Yeah, they did more than like compare them to what's going on right now. You know, right
Like,
now you guys are rioting, burning down buildings, and what's that going to resolve? Absolutely fucking nothing. On the other hand, you got MLK, a peaceful rights activist. You know, and at the same time you had fucking Malcolm X, who was kind of he was more aggressive.
You have a Malcolm X and you have an
Fucking-
MLK. Everyone always fucking starts pulling in Malcolm X.
Okay, look, like I understand like the Black Lives Matter movement. I get what they were trying to preach. But when one of your like I'm pretty sure one of their main people is an ex-Black Panther member, you're not doing protesting right, because the fucking Black Panthers were fucking carrying guns around the fucking country for, you know, and I get it, like they were angry about racism, but it doesn't work like that. It just doesn't. Violence doesn't lead to change. Extreme violence will lead to change, but that's after
the fact.
That's after the fact.
I mean, just look at World War II. I don't know, man. I just think that all of this is really unnecessary. Because quite honestly,
it's so blown out of proportion. Like, fucking, they can just send the cops to jail for like fucking 2 to 3 years, and everyone will be fucking happy.
Yeah, everyone will be like, "Yay, we did it! Justice for George Floyd." But after that,
no one's
like I almost guarantee that if that happens, everyone's gonna forget about the story by next year.
Oh yeah,
and then the next time something like this happens, and there will be a next time. It's almost certain that there will be a next time. Then people are gonna be like, "Oh, George Floyd." So I mean, I think some people are just using this as an out to you know to for this behavior.
I mean, this is honestly like a perfect shitstorm. Like, a guy gets killed by white supremacists, and then this fucking whole virus keeps people in, makes them all fucking crazy. Then another guy dies from police brutality. Like, bro, this is fucking crazy, dude. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
What the fuck, man? But like, I'm not an innocent person. Like, my opinion's pretty fucked. Like, I think I see both sides of the coin for most things that I look at. Like, for example, I know that Juice WRLD, for example, he died, and it was kind of unfair, but he kind of got himself killed. But at the same time, he knew that he had to change his life because of like the fucked shit he was doing, like in terms of drug use.
Mm.
So I see both sides of the coin with this situation too. Like, this guy was fucking. He's gonna be charged for fraud. Maybe he was resisting and the cops freaked out. Maybe the fucking cops were just like, okay, I want to get this shit done now. And so they just fucking did shit quickly and got him killed accidentally or on purpose.
Right.
But either way, everyone's at fault here. No one's fucking innocent in this. We should all get justice, not just one fucking person.
We'll see how shit goes on, man. Cause this is like what day 2, day 3 of the riots.
Day 2, I think.
Day 2.
We're about to head into day 3.
Exactly.
We'll see later tonight, because nighttime is usually.
Yeah.
Good. Man, imagine being the manager and just like, oh, my whole store is gone. I'm fucked.
Well, that's been Real Talk, ladies and gentlemen. If you made it to this part of the video, thank you for just, not leaving.
Bro, this is gonna fucking come back to bite us in the ass in the future. I just know it.
If you like what you know, if you like this content, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment on what maybe the next one should be about. Um, any final comments from you guys?
Fucking, I don't know. Let's just go play video games. We need a vibe right now.
All right, for sure.
Oh, also, fun fact, guys: if you want to neutralize tear gas, pour water on it, and make sure to steal like a traffic cone.
Oh, remember, never buy tasers as a self-defense weapon. If you can't get the circuit to connect, then it's worthless. And you can't use a weapon that you have to get up close with. Use pepper spray. Use bear
Also,
spray. Those are the smart options.
Also make sure to have heavy duty goggles and construction bucket hats for when people start throwing bricks.
Don't get Rona.
Dude. Also, yeah, make sure to keep your mask on you.
Don't eat fucking wild animals.
If you want extra identity protection, contact lenses, change those eyes colors because they will start tracking your face. Maybe grow out a beard or something. Protest the right way, kids.
Okay. Well, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.